Further to the matter of public importance, I call the member for Baulkham Hills.
Thank you, Madam Acting Speaker. I rise to speak about Purple Day, a day which aims to develop much-needed awareness into epilepsy. The World Health Organisation notes that epilepsy is the world's most common serious seizure condition. It is estimated that nearly 800,000 people will be diagnosed with epilepsy at some point, and that over 225,000 are living with epilepsy. Each year, 25,000 people in Australia are diagnosed with epilepsy each year, and an estimate 2.4 million new cases are registered. Epilepsy is the term used for a broad range of neurological conditions marked by 2 or more unprovoked seizures. Medication is successfully used to manage the control of seizures in about 70 to 75% of cases. Medical refractory epilepsies or interactable epilepsy is the term used for those patients whose epilepsy does not respond to anti-epileptic drugs. The term complex epilepsy is also in current use and is defined as where there is a diagnostic uncertainty or treatment failure. The New South Wales Complex Epilepsy Service was established as a formalised statewide network for epilepsy in 2009. The aim was to improve capacity for comprehensive assessment and management for people living with this complex situation. The service comprises 3 adult services providing comprehensive assessment and management for complex epilepsy: Royal Prince Alfred, Prince of Wales and Westmead Hospitals, and 2 paediatric services at Randwick and Westmead campuses of the Sydney Children's Hospital Network. It is important that we break the social stigma about epilepsy, as many with epilepsy live long, happy, successful lives, and the stigma can isolate those, especially children, who have been suffering from epilepsy. The only complete nut job I can see having epilepsy was the Roman Emperor Caligula, who, it was clear that epilepsy was the cause, he notably led Roman legions to the English Channel to pick up seashells. But Hugo Weaving, Martin Kemp of Spandau Ballet, Bud Abbott of Abbott and Costello, Vladimir Lenin, Tony Gregg, Susan Boyle and Julius Caesar all suffered from epilepsy. I think Purple Day is an illustration of the remarkable achievement those with epilepsy had, being started by a 9-year-old girl, Cassidy Megan from Nova Scotia, who was afflicted with epilepsy. Purple Day is about getting people to talk about epilepsy and providing solidarity with those who get seizures. Anxiety disorders and depression are very common in people with epilepsy. The altered brain activities can lead to depressive moods. It is important to provide those with epilepsy the support that they need to ensure that. Anyone can suffer from seizure given the right circumstances, so I do not understand why we discriminate against those who experience seizures slightly more often, especially with the medication seizures medicated seizures can be effectively managed. There are many organisations which provide support for people with epilepsy, and many of them use Purple Day. Epilepsy Action Australia provides support for those with epilepsy by undertaking research and advocacy and providing many services to people with epilepsy, as well as important community education programs delivered to those with epilepsy. Epilepsy Australia is the National Coalition of Australian Epilepsy Associations. It provides counselling, information and other support to those who are living with epilepsy. It raises awareness of epilepsy and seizure disorders through many different avenues, including media and campaigns and events such as today, promotes research, ensures that needs of all people with epilepsy are met, and produces information so that we can better understand epilepsy and its management. To mark the occasion of Purple Day 2014, Prince of Wales Hospital held a stall manned by staff from the epilepsy services at the High Street entrance foyer today, with several items that were sold to raise funds for this year's Epilepsy and Purple Day. These include cupcakes made by the epilepsy staff, badges, pens, ribbons, silicone, voice brands, purple elephants and keyrings, brochures and first aid sheets from Epilepsy Action. Epilepsy Australia were also available. This was the 2nd year the store was held, and while the total count for today has not been finalised, it appears that this year has been more successful than ever. Management options for epilepsy include neurosurgery. Complex epilepsy is epilepsy that can be difficult to manage and usually has a significant impact on quality of life to the sufferer, as well as their families and carers. Service enhancements from 2009 and 10 have enabled the establishment of increased capacity for comprehensive assessments and multidisciplinary support for people with complex epilepsy, with capacity for cross-appointments and collaboration regarding the most complex cases. Epilepsy can be associated with a high level of conjugative morbidity, in particular memory deficits, language difficulties and executive dysfunction, which can have a profound impact on patients' everyday functioning and their psychological well-being. Even among those people whose disease is well controlled, many may go through extended periods of time when epilepsy is unstable, and as a result their health, employment, emotional well-being and daily lives are disrupted. For many people with epilepsy, even those with good seizure control through medication, the unpredictable nature of their seizures means that they find it very difficult to live normal everyday lives. People with epilepsy are more likely to be at risk of unemployment and underemployment in comparison to people with other chronic illnesses. Purple Day is helping people much needed awareness into the condition of epilepsy and breaking down the social stigma that has been associated with epilepsy.